I am not too concerned about the weeds because I'm going to put weed fabric down. Hey guys, and welcome back to Hummingbird Acres. It is kind of an overcast day, and it is our first day of summer break. Kind of. I do have to go back to work for 2 more days, but we're calling it our first day of summer break. And I have some random garden projects to do today. As you can see behind me, I did leave the house today and might have stopped at the store and picked up a few things. And I also stopped on the side of the road and picked up a couple of things. And I stopped at Granddad's and picked up some more. So we're going to do some random projects in the garden today. And let me show you what we're going to do. At Granddad's, he has 2 gorgeous rosemary bushes that are planted in the ground. So I took some cuttings from the rosemary and we are going to try and propagate these. And then, oops, lost one. At the bus stop, I noticed it the other day and I wasn't sure exactly what it was, but I remembered to stop today and take a picture. I'll put the picture up on the screen, but these are clippings from an elderberry tree. So I'm going to try and propagate these and see how these do. The co-op was having a plant sale, so I got some parsley and some oregano. And then I also picked up this from Granddad's. This is a bush lily. We've had this for years and it has babies. It has lots of babies. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I think there's one more on the other side. So it has 6. So this needs to be divided and repotted. And I might find another pot for this. I probably should have stopped at Dollar General and got a pot that matched, because I am upgrading and changing all of my pots so that they kind of go with our new theme that we're doing for the house. But this is kind of the projects I have here. And then I have 2 more projects, one in the pollinator garden and one in the main garden that I'll show you when we get there. The rosemary is going to be the easiest thing to do. So what I'm going to do is fill these cups up with some potting soil. I am reusing potting soil. The only thing with reusing this is I just got to make sure that I pull the weeds before and during. But I'm going to put potting soil in these. Okay. Get that all leveled out. Okay, so then on these rosemary, I'm just going to leave the upper leaves. So I'm going to strip this down here. Normally, after I strip this, I would dip this in root hormone, but I am out of root hormone right now. So we're going to try this without. And I'm just going to stick this in the pot. When I took these cuttings, I made sure that they were softwood cuttings, which means that it just wasn't the hard part of the plant. It was the new growth on the plant. I'm going to try and do 3 per cup. What do you think? All right, so what I will do with these now is I will find a bottle, maybe a milk jug, and put over top of them to make kind of a mini greenhouse. And then we will check back with them probably in like a month, if not more, to see if we have any roots. So I've never done this method with elderberry before, so this is going to be an experiment for me. But basically I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fill these with potting soil. So I have all of those. Now with these, oh, I don't know if this is gonna work. They're already really flimsy. I am going to cut it. Oh, I gotta find a pair of scissors. All right, so I'm gonna cut this here. And then I'm gonna cut these leaves off. So when you propagate something, roots grow from these little nodes right here. And then to help save energy, I'm gonna cut these leaves in half so that they don't have to put as much energy. And like I said, if I had root hormone, I would put this in root hormone, but I don't. So I'm just gonna stick this in as deep as I can get it and push the soil in around it. These are a little smaller. So, for what? For what? Oh, okay. What? I'll probably do the same thing with these where I will put them in a little greenhouse too. Because I have so many, I might just get my Rubbermaid tub and put them all in there and use that as a greenhouse. All right, that is done. I gotta go fix lunch for the kids and then we'll finish up. I am going to do the oregano next. And we grow a lot of our herbs in towers. This is a tower set that I got from, or actually Jamie got this from Aldi's years ago, and we got them on sale, like an amazing deal. It was like ridiculous. So the end goal is to do 3 layers and all 3 layers are oregano. Do 3 layers and all 3 layers are parsley. That's kind of our end goal. I don't know if we'll get there this year with that, but I'm gonna start and I'm gonna do oregano. The way I like to plant these is I like to plant them kind of on an angle. I don't know so you guys can see that, like this, so that it kind of cascades out and it doesn't get hit when I stack them on top of each other. So what I'm gonna do is, this is low on soil. So I'm going to I'm trying to get really good about keeping the tags on my plants. I'm gonna set this in and then I'm gonna put soil around them. These are really dry. Oh, I should have done this first and then used these cups to propagate. I didn't think about that though. Okay. Those will get put, and I'm gonna get some soil to put around this. We are using Fox Farm potting soil this year. So far we are loving it. It is what I started all of our seeds in, and we had great success. Now, I do believe that we are going to keep these out in the big garden this year. So I'm just going to leave it here for now, and I will take it out there when I go out to do that project. But I need to go find another one so we can do some parsley. All right, so parsley. My aunt had overwintered this one. So, and I believe this is one that she picked up at the dump last year. So we're going to plant this one. If I can get it out. Oh my. It's full of ants. So I'm gonna try and just take the roots. And plant that because I don't want the ants. So baby parsley there. And then I picked up some more today at the co-op. I'm gonna do 2 per cell. It's not gonna be enough, but I did start seed for parsley. So we can see if those grow too. I'm gonna check my seeds and see if they are ready to plant. If not, then we'll do it later. So I'm kind of glad I bought parsley because I did not get a single seed to germinate. So this is my parsley right now, but that's fine. I'm gonna move on to probably the vinca and plant that, and then we'll see what's next. I had sprinkled vinca seeds in here a while ago, and my thought was to do vinca in this pot. And I didn't think it had sprouted, but as I'm sitting here looking at this and I'm trying to like pull the weeds, I'm looking at some of these. Hopefully this will focus. Like that one right there. That looks like the leaves of a vinca. Now this is a vinca that's bigger. So I don't think I'm gonna dig this up and put the vinca seeds in here. I think what I'm gonna do is this bed right here. It had daffodils in it, and then the plan is for it to be daffodils in the early spring, and then I want the vinca to take over in this bed in the summer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save the vinca tomorrow morning when I get up with Cooper. This will be my project. I'll come out and I'll weed this, and then I can plant this in there. It is not enough, but it'll at least give me a start, and I also have more seed, so I can put that down as well. So I'm not gonna do vinca now. All right, next up is this bush lily. I have divided this once before, maybe more than that, I don't remember. But I do know that when I get this out, this root ball is gonna be huge. So, and I'm probably gonna end up having to wrestle with it. So, let's see how this goes. All right, so this is what it looks like. It's so heavy. All right, and then I just start pulling the soil back on it, loosening all the soil so that I can get these babies off. And then once I get Hi, got one. Some damage, but I think it will be okay. Maybe I should have done this before I promised my aunt 4 of them. We'll be good though. We'll get it all out. We'll get them off. All right, here is the mother plant. I'm gonna get her all potted up in a new pot, and then I'll work on the babies. You might regret using this pot, but I think it's definitely the right size. So bush lily, okay, we are in zone 7, and bush lilies do not overwinter here. So this will be one that I have to bring in. I normally bring it in and just put it in the basement. It gets a little bit of indirect light and it doesn't freeze. And yeah, you see how it grows. And then outside I will put it, this year I'm gonna put it under an oak tree that we have right beside our pollinator garden. It'll get about partial Look at partial sun. All right, that one's done. I'm gonna have to have Jamie move it. It is a little heavy for me and my back is bothering me. So, on to the little ones. For the babies, I am donating them to my aunt's community yard sale this weekend. And then I'm also going to give some to friends at work. Because these plants do like indoor outdoor, I'm using a little bit nicer of pots than I would just like my nursery pots. Actually, let's bring this up a little more. When we first moved these beds here from Maryland, I put daffodils in them because I had no idea what else to put in them and I needed a spot for the daffodils. So this just kind of worked. Well, 2 years later, I hate the daffodils in here. They don't bloom very well. I just didn't like them. So the girls and I dug all the daffodils out and I'm going to plant nasturtium in here, but I need to add some soil. And I have some pots that no longer have plants. So I'm going to go get those, dump the soil in here, get the soil level a little bit higher, and then we're going to plant some nasturtium. Okay. My weave fabric. This one has seen better days, but it will still work. And I do believe my staples are in the back. So we'll have to do that part here. That's okay. And get all this in. Was able, to find some landscape staples. So, get this done and taken care of. It looks like that pulled a thread. Perfect. Okay. Nasturtiums. This is what we are planting. And I'm going to use the whole container, so I'm going to rip it. This is what, up there. This is what they look like. I'll start with one per hole, and then if I have extra, I'll go back and add more. So this soil is a little bit moist and we are supposed to get rain for the next 2 days. So I'm not going to water this in. I'm going to let nature take its course. All right, the last thing on the list for today is peppers. We're going to do peppers in this bed I don't think I'm going to be able to fit them all, but we'll see what we can get. All right, watch out. Come over on this side for me. Come over on this side, please. I want to count. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 22, 12. All right, so I told Marisol I would show her this trick. So we're going to use a butter knife to plant. So you're just going to put the butter knife in and make a hole, and then you can stick the plant right inside. Okay? Are you going to go make the holes?
The one right here.
Yeah, all of them need holes. We're going to plant the whole bed. All right, peppers are done. Marisol's gonna water them in because they were pretty dry. All right, guys, thanks for following along on our random garden project day. I do feel like I got a lot done. Got a lot of like little ends, little things done. Peppers, tomatoes are over there. I did roughly set a couple more boxes back there. And then this bed is up next along with those. So I'm also going to do a garden tour here soon. It's a little messy out here, but that's life. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we will talk to you guys soon.